All right, I'm here in New Britain, Connecticut at the New Britain Stadium with the manager of the Bees, Stan Cliburn. Stan, thanks for taking a few minutes.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, now, this isn't your first time in New Britain. You used to manage the Rockets here. Now you're back with the Bees. What are some of your memories when you were managing the Rockets, and who were some of the players you managed with the Rockets that are maybe in the big leagues now?
Well, we had a lot of great players come through here. A.J. Przinsky, Torrey Hunter. Of course, the guys I had was Joe Mauer, Michael Kadire, Justin Morneau, Francisco Lariano. All these guys that went on and had great major league careers and, doing so well. And, I look back, 2001 was my first year here. And, when I look back and going to AAA ball after I left here in 05 and to 06 to Rochester, New York, I look back on my 5 years here and it was great. I can remember this place being full, and the most memorable nights when I broke the all-time franchise record for wins as a manager. And I did a kind of and I think it was around the 4th of July in the year of 2005. So it was this time of year, and I kind of walked around the stadium. They gave me a curtain call here. There was 6,000 strong here in New Britain Stadium, so that was a special moment. Another special moment was the 2003 All-Star game that was held here. Another packed house. My mom and dad actually were here, and I think one of the last games before they passed on to see Stu and I here together. My twin brother is my pitching coach, to see that All-Star game in 2003, and another fantastic night, packed house. In fact, one of the Rockets, Terry Tiffey, went on and played the major leagues, got the game-winning hit that night. So very special place for me here, and coming back, in the Atlantic League here in 2016. I'm loving it. I see a lot of fans. In fact, tonight there'll be a lot of fans here tonight that were here the opening night in 2001, 15 years ago. So I'm looking forward to seeing those people again.
Definitely. Now, tonight you're playing against the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, the team you managed last year, which you led to the championship. Was that a tough decision for you to leave Southern Maryland after 1 year? And talk about that team last year that went to the championship series against Somerset.
Well, I actually, had signed my contract to go back to Southern Maryland back before the season ended last year. And it was on a great team that went all the way to the championship series, ended up losing, to Somerset. But I was all set to go back, and then the league got together with, with Frank Bolton and Peter Kirk and all the powers to be of the Atlantic League, who do a great job with this league, got together and they said, how fitting would it have Stan Cliburn to go back to New Britain with a new team, new franchise, new startup here. He's got a little history up here. People don't realize, my 5 years here, my twin brother, who's now the pitching coach in AAA ball with the Twins, spent 13 years here as a pitching coach. So there's a lot of history here with the Cliburn name. And when they said going back to New Britain, I said, hey, wherever you guys want me to go, I'm going to go there and build a ball club, and hopefully we'll be successful like we were in Southern Maryland the year before. And so far it's been good. We went all the way to last night with a chance to win this first half. Got eliminated last night with 2 games to go. But, first-year team's done very well here, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
Awesome. Now, here in the Beach, you have a few familiar names joining you. Jovan Rosa, Greg Golson when you were at Lancaster. What are your thoughts on your roster here in New Britain so far and your first half? Like you said, you guys just got eliminated from the first half yesterday, but really pulled off an impressive first half. So talk about that.
I looked together for Rosa and Maddox, 2 guys I had in Southern Maryland last year. Maddox is actually my player coach and has done an outstanding job at the DH position and played a little third and first base. Rosa's been great. He's a local product out of, I think he's out of Hartford, Connecticut. So he's loved playing at home here. And then, we had 7 or 8 guys from around Greenwood from around this area that was with Minnesota now. And we got a lot of guys from around this area that I've thought to build the team and for the fans to relate to. Get some guys who got pro experience and major league experience from around the Connecticut area, and we went out and did that. Anthony Marzi, who played at UConn, and he's done a great job for us here out of the bullpen. So that's what it boils down to. The fans can relate to local products, along with mixing up guys from all over the United States, and we got them from California and Arizona, all the way from Florida. Covered the four corners of the United States. So they're a good bunch of kids, and the fans ought to come out and watch them play because they do a great job.
Definitely. Now, you talked about your twin brother before, Stu. He was your pitching coach when you were the Rockets. How often do you guys get mixed up by fans and maybe you get asked to sign his baseball card and vice versa?
All the time. I mean, they hand me a card and I say, well, I'm not Stu, I'm Stan today, and vice versa. Stu gets the same thing. They actually did a card of us together, so that didn't become a problem. We can sign our own identity at that time, but that happens a lot. I mean, it still happens. It happened when we were both major league players in California with the Angels back in the 80s. I was a catcher, and then Stu went over there in the mid-'80s as a pitcher, and they come to me, Stan, when did you go from a catcher to a pitcher? I said, I'm not. I'm Stan, that's Stu. So a lot of people hadn't realized over the years that we were twins, identical twins at that. So, that's all part of it. That's a great thing, and our careers have been so much alike. Playing in the major leagues with the same major league team, that being the Angels, and being my pitching coach for 9 years. What a tremendous 9 years that was. 5 here with the Rock Cats, and then 4 with the Rochester Red Wings up in the AAA team up in New York. So, that don't happen often. But I tell you, I look back in those years as a great time in my life.
Final question for you. You were just named an Atlantic League manager for the All-Star Game that's going to be held in Lancaster. What does that mean to you to be named the manager for the team, to be a part of another All-Star Game, and especially a place you're familiar with in Lancaster?
Well, I love that place there, Lancaster. Big part of that 2 years ago with Butch Hobson winning the Atlantic League championship, and a lot of special people, friends there, and just quite an honor for the Atlantic League to recognize me as an All-Star manager, going against Brett Jody for the other division, and be the Liberty and the Freedom division against each other. And I'll tell you, it's quite an honor. Anytime you're invited to go to an All-Star game and be a part of it, it's a big privilege, and it's quite an honor going back to Lancaster.
Thank you so much, Dan. All the best to you, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.